It's the end of the month, and all of a sudden you're buried under a pile of receipts and invoices. Your desk looks like a paper bomb went off, and you don't remember the last time you were confident about your business finances. If tax season feels like a ticking time bomb, it is time to start getting organized. And thankfully, I know from experience that with the right accounting software, it can take chaos and turn it into clarity. So today, I'm going to be breaking down the top accounting softwares for true small businesses in 2025 and going forward. Plus, stick around until the end of the video where I'm going to reveal my top accounting software and why you should switch to it in 2025. But before we jump into these recommendations, make sure to go check out this video that I just did that's all about the 3 different systems that you need in your business. So these are 3 different softwares, one of them being accounting software, and I talk a little bit about what to look for and why you might want to switch. Once you've watched that, feel free to come back here and watch this, and we're going to dive even deeper into these accounting softwares. Now, accounting software number 1 also happens to be the one with the biggest market share, and that is QuickBooks Online. So what exactly can QuickBooks Online do? Well, just about anything. QuickBooks Online can really grow with you. It has lots of different levels, but it can handle all the things that you need in an accounting software. It has a customizable general ledger where you can determine all of your accounts that you want to use, how you want to summarize your data, pull tons of reports, including, of course, your financial statements, balance sheet, P&L, all those fun things. It also has various different tracking like inventory or project tracking. There are about 1 million different features within QuickBooks Online. So if you're looking for something, there's probably a QuickBooks for you. So that's the biggest pro, right? QuickBooks has pretty much all of it. It is the number 1 seller for small business accounting software in the United States by far. But does that mean it's the best? Now, as a QuickBooks Online user myself, I had to actually go dig around and try out other softwares to see how they compared, because I know a lot of people have been kind of frustrated with QuickBooks for a few reasons, whether it's the price, which seems to be getting higher and higher, or whether it's just a little bit overwhelming. There is a learning curve to QuickBooks Online, especially for the lay user, right? I understand why people don't always love it, and it takes some time to really get over that and figure out how it works for your business. And it may not even be right for your business. It may have more than you actually need, which means you're paying for more features than you're really going to be using. So the criticism makes sense. And to combat the criticism for price and for all the complex functionality, they created another product that they've called QuickBooks Solopreneur, which is separate entirely from QuickBooks Online. It's its own product, but it's basically a glorified spreadsheet with some additional functionality that you still have to pay monthly for. So it's not my favorite. So while that may be fine for super simple businesses, there are other options. And if you're basically going to be using a glorified spreadsheet, you might as well just go purchase a one-time cost spreadsheet. I have one, go grab it, and it'll be cheaper for you overall. So what is my true overall impression of QuickBooks Online and who it's for? I actually think QuickBooks Online is a really great product. However, it has some shortcomings. Not super simple, and there are things that can be easily messed up if you don't know what you're doing in QuickBooks Online. And that's why I say the best users for QBO are probably accountants. It has a lot of features for accountants, lots of accountant tools in there. It's really great for collaboration. So accountants tend to gravitate towards QuickBooks Online. So if you are a small business that wants to hire out an accountant sometime soon to be doing your books, then QuickBooks Online might be the best choice. You're going to have the most choice of providers, of bookkeepers who know how to use it already. But if you're planning to do your books yourself, it may not be the place to start. And we're going to talk about 2 other softwares that might be better off for those of you who plan to DIY your bookkeeping. Now, before we get into that, if you do decide that QuickBooks Online is right for you, definitely make sure to sign up using my link. If you use my link, you will get the best deal out there on QuickBooks Online. So I don't want you leaving any money on the table. Personally, QuickBooks Online Plus is my favorite version. It has lots and lots in there, anything that you really need if you are a growing and scaling business. JamieTrull.com/QuickBooks. Now, the second accounting software I'm going to talk about is the one that I would consider to be probably most similar to QuickBooks and probably its biggest competition in the United States, and that is Xero, Xero with an X. Now, Xero has been growing for a while. They're actually a very global company. So they are in Australia, they're in Canada, they're in lots of various places around the world. And they're really putting a lot of time and effort now in developing in the US market and adding some of the features that accountants really asked for. So previously, Xero got really good reviews from business owners and users, but not as much from accountant collaborators. So for a long time, us accountants weren't really sure about Xero. We didn't love the reconciliation process. There were things that just didn't fit with what we needed for a US-centric audience. But as of late, they have really improved on those features. And I would say the biggest pro of Xero is, depending on you, you might find it a lot more user-friendly, and the price is lower than what QuickBooks typically is for each of its different tier levels. Now with Xero, you're still gonna have the same types of tier levels where you're gonna have more features at those higher tiers, less features at the lower tiers, so you'll have to pick the right one for you, but the entry point is really low. And one important thing to note when you are comparing these prices, make sure to look past just the introductory pricing. Of course, the introductory pricing can be very low and attractive for all these different platforms. Sometimes they're running 3 months or 6-month deals, but remember that after that time is up, you're gonna have to pay the regular rate. So make sure you know what that regular rate is and you've paid attention to that. Even if it's a little bit buried somewhere on the sales page, it should tell you what the rate will be after that promotional period. And since usually you will sign up for one of these accounting platforms and you want it to be able to last a while and not have to switch anytime soon, you want to make sure you know what you're paying after that promo period. Now, prices change frequently, but right now, Xero's lowest plan starts at $15 a month regular price, okay? That's after the promo period. And so that is a really, really low entry point for all the things that Xero has. Now, at that price, of course, you're not gonna get all the bells and whistles, but you can take a look and see if you get what you need within that price point, or you can move up to one of the other plans if there's functionality that you need in those plans. Now, as far as the cons of Xero, I don't really see that many, other than there may be less accountants who really know Xero well. So if you are looking to outsource, it might be slightly harder to find an accountant, a bookkeeper who understands how to use it. However, in this day and age, in 2025 going forward, that's becoming less and less true. There are a lot of accountants that can use multiple platforms, not just QuickBooks Online, and you can find people that specialize in all of these different platforms. So make sure to pick one that's also going to work for you and not just for your accountant. So my overall impression about who Xero is best for is growing and scaling companies. So you can start out on one of these low plans, and then you can actually grow with your business, add the additional functionality as you need it, and therefore you're not paying for features that you don't actually need. And so it has all that capability. You can grow to that. If you someday think you will need all of that, then it's great to start with a platform that already has it. So maybe you don't really need inventory tracking now, but you plan to offer products later. You want to make sure that what you're using then has the ability to do that later on down the line when you need it, or tracking project profitability or things like that. So overall, I think it's a great alternative to QuickBooks Online for those that just don't want to use QuickBooks for various reasons, or they want to use something cheaper that still has lots of functionality. Xero is a great option. Go check it out. I have special deals, of course. So go to jamietrull.com/Xero. Remember, that's Xero with an X, and you can see my special deals on Xero. But again, when you sign up for one, make sure you also know how much it's going to cost you after that promo time as well, so that you can be prepared for that and budget for it. Now, moving on to the third accounting software that I looked into and really tested, and that was FreshBooks. And this surprised even me because a few years ago, actually several years ago, I told everybody not to use FreshBooks. And that was because it didn't have double entry bookkeeping. It wasn't a full GL system. So at the time, again, this was several years ago when I was working with clients, I had everybody move to QuickBooks because I just could not stand FreshBooks. It has changed so much. I was so reluctant to look back at it, but I've been so impressed by what they have done. It is now a full GL with the ability to generate a balance sheet with all the things that you would want for a simple GL solution. And it's really geared towards smaller businesses and those that are service-based. So they've built out a platform that is perfect for their ideal audience, and they're really clear on who that is. Again, smaller, service-based, somebody that doesn't have to track inventory and things like that. That's who's going to be a good fit for FreshBooks. Again, the price point is lower, but it's really built with self-employed people in mind as well. So if you need to send proposals, right, or invoices, it's got all that capability. If you need to track your project profitability, all of that is included. And the great thing is, that's all even included on the lowest tier plan. So with some of these others, some of those features, you might have to get on a higher plan in order to be able to get like profitability tracking by project. With FreshBooks, you get that from the beginning, and you only have to upgrade to bigger plans the more volume you have. So the more proposals you need to send out, the more invoices you need to send out. That's what would trigger you to have to move up a plan, which makes more sense, honestly, because that means hopefully you're making more money. The more invoices that you're sending out, the goal would be that you would then be making more money. So it aligns the growth and the cost of the accounting software with the growth of your business, which I think is really smart. Now, from a con perspective, FreshBooks doesn't have all the bells and whistles that, say, a QuickBooks Online or a Xero might have, and that's okay. They're not trying to. They are simpler. So what can be a negative for some people, if you need that functionality, can actually be a positive for those who really don't want all of that. It just makes things confusing, and there's more things that can get messed up. And in that case, FreshBooks may be perfect for you. So if you're interested in finding out more about FreshBooks, again, use my link for some discounts, jamietrull.com/FreshBooks, and you can see what those current offers are, and you can check out more about the platform. So the $10,000 question, which of these softwares is my favorite? Well, I know this is a cop-out, but it depends. So I've created a flowchart that will help you decide which of these is best for you. Not every business is the same, so I can't say which of these is my favorite overall, because I don't know what type of business you have. You're watching me on YouTube. I have no clue. So in order to help you figure out which is best for you, here is that flowchart. So it'll go through and ask you questions about whether you're a service-based or a product-based business, and about the things that are most important to you in your business. And then it's going to recommend which one is best for you between FreshBooks, Xero, and QuickBooks Online. Now, if you want to view this in more detail and go through this on your own, go to jamietrull.com/accounting. On that same page, you will see this whole flowchart, and you will see all the details about the deals that I have with all three of those accounting providers. And so you can pick the one that is best for you and sign up with those links to get the best deal. And once you have this software chosen, make sure to go check out this video where I talk about the 5 different bank accounts your business needs and why. And that's really going to help you get organized, especially as you are starting a new year. It's a great time to be refreshing your systems and putting new ones in place. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.